beep 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 bong 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 beep 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 bong 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 beep beep. Good evening. Welcome to A Snooze Not News. My name is Slasher McKnackard, and I bring you the headlines tonight. Bong! Thomas from Popham has popped his favourite red balloon and is in tears. Bong! Sarah McNaughty was finally allowed off the naughty step today and has been told to sit on the beanbag in future instead. Bong! Mikey McStinkface finally ate his broccoli this evening. Bong! And breaking news just in, women are drinking far more since the lockdown. Men are just whining so much more. And tonight, for our feature-length story, I bring you Crusts from the series My Naughty Little Sister, brought to you by Dorothy Edwards. And here it goes. A long time ago, when my sister was a little girl, she didn't like eating bread and butter crusts. Her mother was very cross about this because she had to eat crusts when she was a little girl, and she thought my sister should eat her crusts up too. She suffered, so should her child. Bong. Every day at tea time, Mother would put a piece of bread and butter on our plates and say, plain first, jam second, and cake if you're lucky. She would say, plain first, jam second, and cake if you're lucky, because that is what our granny used to say to her when she was a little girl, and she was pretty mean too. Bong. That meant that we ought to eat plain bread and butter before we had some jam on, and all the bread, even the crusts, or we wouldn't get any cake. You should never use food as a tool or desserts as a reward. Bong. I always ate my piece of bread and butter straight away like a good girl. Well, aren't you just the little McCreep face? But my naughty little sister didn't. She used to bend her piece in half and nibble out the middle soft part and leave the crust on her plate. Turning the page, because the auto cue is not working. Sometimes she played games with the crust. She would hold it up and peep through the hole and say, I see you. Sometimes she would put her hand through it and say, I've got a wristwatch. And sometimes she would break it up into little pieces and leave them all over the tablecloth, but she never ate it. Wasn't she a wasteful child? This book is very judgmental. Then, when she stopped playing with her bread and butter crust, my bad little sister would say, cake. Cake, she would say, cake, please. Our mother would say, what about that crust? Aren't you going to eat it? And my naughty little sister would shake her head. All messy, nasty crust, she would say. No crust, no cake, Mother said, but it didn't make any difference, though. My bad sister said, I'll get down, rebel that she was. And if anyone tried to make her eat her crust, she would scream and scream. Our mother didn't know what to do. She told Mrs. Next Door Coco Jones, and Mrs. Coco said, try putting something nice on the crust. See if she will eat them. Let's reward her bad behaviour. Bong. So next day at tea time, our mother said, will you eat your crust up if I put pink fish paste on them? And that's a reward. And my naughty little sister said, oh, pink fish paste, I bet she did. But because that was a very great treat, I like pink fish paste, my sister said, so our mother put some pink fish paste on the crust that my little sister had left. Now eat it up, Mother said. But my sister didn't eat her crust after all. Nope. Do you know what she did? She licked all the fish paste off her crust and then she put it back on her plate and said, finished. No cake, get down now. Wasn't she a naughty girl? One day during the time when my sister wouldn't eat crust, Bad Harry and his mother came to tea at our house. When Bad Harry's mother saw that my little sister wasn't eating her crust, she was very surprised. She said, why aren't you eating your crusts? Well, she was a little bit nosy, wasn't she? Turning the page because the auto cue's still not fixed. My sister said, I don't like them. Bad Harry's mother said, but you always eat your crusts. When you come to our house, you eat them all up then, just like Harry does. Well, that's because you probably bought your bread from Waitrose, and it was an artisan loaf, which was made with sourdough. Bong. We were amazed when we heard Bad Mother's Harry say that. She said, they don't leave crust or crumb, but my naughty little sister didn't say anything, and Bad Harry didn't say anything either. Suspicious. When our father came home from work and Mother told him about my sister eating her crust at Harry's house, Father was very stern. That shows you've got to be firm with that child, he said, and he shook his finger at my sister, even though he wasn't there all day, but had been at work. Bong. Now, time for a commercial break. We will be back with furthermore from my naughty little sister and the revelation that she doesn't eat her crusts. Bear with us.